Hello, everyone. We are on to week 6, principle number 6, which is honor commitments. Do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. This includes being on time for all meetings, phone calls, appointments, and promises. If a commitment can't be fulfilled, notify others early and agree on a new deliverable to be honored. So a couple thoughts for me as it relates to this. I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to honoring commitments is being organized. I think when I think of people that don't honor commitments regularly, it's a lot of times are often people that are, I think, very disorganized. And I could not function that way, and I know the consequence of being disorganized. And if you walked into my office right now, on my desk, you would see a calendar, my appointment calendar, and one or two projects that I'm working on, and that's it. And that's how I stay organized. And so my calendar is front and center for me all day long. And that's why I can get things done. When I first started as CEO, a friend of mine who was a former CEO gave me this advice. He said, every day you're going to be faced with 6 to 10 big decisions that need to be made, and you need to clear those every day. And, when you show up the next day, there's going to be another 6 to 10, and so if you have any holdovers from the prior day, you're going to get behind. I.e., I'm not going to be able to honor all my commitments for today because I've got yesterday's work to deal with. And so for me, being organized, staying on top of things, and clearing my deck every day keeps me on track to honor my commitments. So really, if you feel like you're somebody that's not honoring commitments very well, I would encourage you to look at your organization skills and see how those are, and maybe start there, and that might help you be better at honoring commitments. I think another good point here is, some people that I see that are struggling with this principle is people that say yes to everything. You overcommit, right? You have too many things going on, and then somebody asks you to do something, and you go ahead and say yes. That's a problem, right? You're not going to be able to honor it, and you likely know that when you commit to it. So far more respectful to tell somebody no than to take on a commitment that you know you're not going to be able to meet. So I'd say just remember it's okay to say no when somebody asks. I think David Friedman in our videos this week, he used the quote, instead of saying yes when somebody asks you something, I think he said, let me think about it and I will get back to you. And that buys you some time to really think, should I commit to this or not? So think about that. Instead of saying yes, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. So don't overcommit. That's going to ruin your ability to honor commitments. And then my final thought on this is about being on time and what that says about you. And we all know people that are late to meetings, late to phone calls, late to appointments, or ones that are early. And what does that say about them? It instantly forms an opinion. And, for me, being on time builds confidence and a sense of dependability. And that's who you want to be around, right? And so think about that. How do you make sure you're on time for meetings? For Packer fans, Vince Lombardi, there's something called Lombardi time, right? He's one of the great leaders of our time. And there was something called Lombardi time, and that was essentially you had to be 15 minutes early for every meeting. And his quote is something to the effect of, if you're 15 minutes early for the meeting, you are on time. If you show up to the meeting on time, you're late. And if you show up late to the meeting, don't bother attending because you're ill prepared and can't participate or add any value. So make sure you're on time. A little known fact, fun fact is on the outside of Lambeau Field where he coached, there's a massive clock, and it's an operating clock, and it is set 15 minutes early to honor Lombardi time. Thanks and have a good week.